Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that the video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from. The county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. And for this particular video, ladies and gentlemen, let me just know the name of the county you are currently watching the video from. Ladies and gentlemen, William Samoei Arap Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, yesterday made changes to his cabinet. William Ruto named Uhuru Kenyatta's allies, William Kabogo, Lee Kinyanjui, and Mutahi Kagwe, as part of his cabinet. That move by William Samoei Arap Ruto is definitely intended to shape the 2027 presidential elections in the Republic of Kenya. But one thing is also very clear, that there must be winners and losers after those changes were made. And personally, I strongly believe that the biggest loser in this new appointment is none other than William Samoei Arap Ruto. Because William Ruto has now finally ceded control of Mount Kenya to either Uhuru Kenyatta and Rigathi Gachagua. I'm coming back with that analysis later. But for now, I want us to do a critical analysis whether those appointments can actually be used by Uhuru and Ruto to tame Rigathi Gachagua. Because the two facts which we can't run away from is that, number one, William Ruto wants to secure a second term. And his biggest threat today is none other than Rigathi Gachagua. Because Rigathi Gachagua is consolidating the mountain. And William Ruto is also not very sure, after the Gen Z protest, whether the Gen Zs will follow whatever he's telling them. So I want us to figure out whether they can be used to tame Rigathi Gachagua. So that's the first fact. The second fact is that Uhuru Kenyatta is also using these new appointments to pave way for Uhuru Kenyatta's presidency post William Ruto. But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. But again, before I dive in, allow me to also take this opportunity to introduce you guys to LemFi. LemFi is a mobile money app for users in the UK, Canada, and the United States of America to send money back to Kenya. They offer the best exchange rates and the money will be delivered instantly into your M-Pesa account, Airtel Money account, and of course, if you want, directly into your bank account. You can use the link in the pinned comment to download the app. Ladies and gentlemen, let us dive in. First of all, what do you think were the main objectives William Ruto wanted to achieve by bringing on board Uhuru Kenyatta's allies to form part of his cabinet? The first thing he wanted to achieve is to rally Uhuru Kenyatta's allies and supporters to his side. Because one thing is very clear in the mountain, that the mountain has already decided that for them, they are headed that other direction of Rigathi Gachagua. But then there were still those who believe in Uhuru Kenyatta. So in William Ruto's own calculations, he was figuring out why not bring Uhuru Kenyatta on board so that those people can come to his side. In fact, what William Ruto is looking for in the mountain is the support or the supporters Uhuru Kenyatta delivered to Raila Odinga. Because the truth of the matter is that in the mountain, what IBC announced were not the actual results. Those were doctored results. Uhuru delivered some votes to Raila. And William Ruto, being a presidential candidate who was helped, understands so well that Rigathi Gachagua knows the game and therefore will definitely try to stop it. So just once the actual supporters Uhuru Kenyatta delivered to Raila in the mountain. Number two, the truth is Ruto is also using these appointments to divert the attention of the mountain from Rigathi Gachagua's impeachment. You see, William Ruto had impeached Rigathi Gachagua in the hope that it was going to help him strengthen his grip in the mountain. But it backfired. In fact, the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua is what has forced Ruto to bring on board Uhuru Kenyatta's allies. because the ground stood with Rigathi Gachagua. They viewed Rigathi Gachagua as a victim. So for Ruto, he's trying to now divert the attention of the mountain from focusing more on Rigathi Gachagua's impeachment. Now they'll be focusing more on these new appointments of Uhuru Kenyatta's allies. What are they going to do? How are they going to plan their politics? Is one of them going to emerge? Ladies and gentlemen, the third objective William Ruto wanted to do is basically to counter that narrative in the mountain, which is deep-rooted, the narrative of betrayal. William Ruto was voted almost to the last man by the mountain. And the reason they did that was because William Ruto told them that their problem began and ended with Uhuru Kenyatta. And because Uhuru Kenyatta was bringing Raila Odinga, it was easy for them to now reject Uhuru Kenyatta and his project, Raila Odinga. Then William Ruto comes into office. What does he do? He starts looking for Raila Odinga. So the mountain felt that this guy really does not value our votes. So they started rebelling. And that's where or how I'm looking at the latest political move by William Ruto to appoint Uhuru Kenyatta's allies into his cabinet. But the question is, can they succeed in taming Rigathi Gachagua? Because the ultimate goal for both Ruto and Uhuru is to tame Rigathi Gachagua. For Ruto, he doesn't want Rigathi Gachagua to consolidate the mountain fully. At least for him, he's now just hoping that Uhuru will deliver the same votes he delivered to Raila. But for Uhuru, just like I was telling you, he's also keen on stopping Rigathi Gachagua because he still wants to be in politics. But can they tame Rigathi Gachagua? Several factors are going to determine whether they will be able to tame Rigathi Gachagua. The first factor is Raila phobia. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been going through online since these appointments, online discussions since these appointments were made. Robert Allies is very clear that Raila Odinga is headed for the opposition. And there's also something which most Kenyans are raising, that Uhuru Kenyatta has been given opportunity to make appointments to the cabinet. Then he picks 3 or 4 people, his close allies, all of them from the mountain to the cabinet. But Raila is given 5. He spread one to Western, another one to Rift Valley, another one to Coast. Then he returns to. And for those who've been here, I've always told you that Raila and ODM were at a stage where they were going to be in a position of even blackmailing William Ruto after the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. The value of ODM after the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua went up. So anything they demanded, they were going to get. Now, Ruto has brought in Uhuru. Remember, Uhuru is the Jubilee party leader. Jubilee has members of parliament. Of course, William Ruto was controlling those members of parliament, but the fact is he has members of parliament. So which means right now, Raila and ODM cannot blackmail Ruto. But how can they communicate that to the mountain? Because as long as the mountain can be told, we brought in Raila Odinga, but now you are complaining he has only 2 laws in government, because that's what they will be told. He has only 2 laws in government, but now we've even brought on board Uhuru Kenyatta was part of him, and Uhuru now has 3. So I think William Ruto just want to deal with that narrative, but how Rigathi Gachagua and the team will respond to that Raila phobia is something which we don't know. Because, for example, Uhuru supported Raila. They rejected Raila and Uhuru together in the mountain. Can they now embrace Uhuru and his team, who are part of Raila Odinga's team? Because Lee Kinyanjui was the head of the campaign or strategy. Not Lee Kinyanjui, Deriti Muruthi. Lee Kinyanjui was the first person to organize for Raila Odinga an event in Nakuru. So if Ruto and Uhuru can be able to explain to the people of the mountain that they've now neutralized Raila Odinga, they'll be good to go. Number two, the ground acceptability of these new cabinet secretaries. When Rigathi Gachagua was impeached and Professor Kithure Kindiki was appointed, the ground refused to accept Kindiki. But now we have three individuals. Will the ground accept Kabogo? Will the ground accept Lee Kinyanjui? Will the ground accept Mutahi Kagwe? The mountain, I'm talking of the mountain. If the mountain will accept the three appointees, they'll be able to tame Rigathi Gachagua. But if the ground will resist them, they will not succeed. That's why I've been trying to follow the discussions, especially from my brothers from the Kikuyu Nation. They're like, even if you are to appoint Uhuru, even if you are to appoint the 22 cabinet secretaries from the mountain, as we are done with you. So the ground acceptability is very, very important. Number three, Rigathi Gachagua's mistakes. It's going to reach a point where the only prayer these guys will be making is for Rigathi Gachagua to make a slight mistake, which they can capitalize on. Because so far, for Rigathi Gachagua, I think he has performed so well. He understood the assignment. He has not made any mistake. Because Rigathi Gachagua was like, Mimi, I'm fighting for Murima. I've seen people castigating William Ruto for Uhuru Kenyatta for just recommending 3 Kikuyus to the cabinet. Politics is local. How do you expect William Ruto to deal with Rigathi Gachagua, who has declared himself? For me, I don't have anything else. Mimi ni Murima. How do you think William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta can tame him? Just by bringing Murima to him again. Yeah? So, unless Rigathi will make a mistake. But if Rigathi will not make a mistake, these guys will not succeed. Do you think do you think Rigathi Gachagua can make a mistake which Uhuru and Ruto can capitalize on? Number 4 is the promises William Ruto made to the mountain. You see, William Ruto campaigned on a platform of change. He made a promise to the hustlers, what is calling the bottom-up economic, better. That bottom-up was meant for the lower people coming up. What is he doing to change them? Is he putting more money into their pockets? Because the main reason why Kenyans are rejecting William Ruto is because of the promises which he made to them, and he's not able to fulfill most of those promises. The taxation, unemployment he was supposed to deal with. He was supposed to keep away the hustlers from the dynasties, but now he's bringing back the dynasties to control the hustlers. So it's going to be very interesting moving forward. How can William Ruto fulfill some of these promises when what we are seeing is totally opposite? And lastly, messaging. One of the biggest challenges William Ruto has been having is communication. William Ruto campaigned on a platform of propaganda and lies. You cannot sustain propaganda and lies to run the government. His team of Itumbi are making even the situation worse for the president. They keep on making promises. The other day, there was this story about the Grammy Awards. Right now, you are seeing Alfred Mutua moving across the country in the name of securing jobs for Kenyans abroad. You know, the messaging is not right. Kenyans are unemployed, but the way the government is responding, will they be able to effectively communicate to the mountain in a language that they can understand? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you think, but that's my take. The other day, I told you that the Kikuyu member of parliament, Kimani Ichung'wah, is going to find it very rough. From these appointments, it is clear that Kimani Ichung'wah is headed to political oblivion. It's going to be one of the biggest casualties of the latest political appointments. I don't know whether to also include Itumbi in that list. But ladies and gentlemen, until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.